Hi guys, Ronnie here and welcome to the workshop. Today I want to revive a bit of a tradition from my old YouTube days, and I've put together 5 products from this year that have really changed or have been a big influence over my riding and my work. Here with my clients. So I want to talk you through those in no particular order and step by step and explain why they're good and why do I use them, why did I start using them this year. So the first and perhaps the most influential is it's technically 3 products, but it's more of a bundle, and that's the Aerosensor sensors to it for aerodynamic testing. Now, we've been using the no-fuel sensor for air testing in the past few years, and while we have been able to produce some good results, it does have some serious limitations, which this package essentially solves or extends. And we had some good feedback from clients, very good results. We had some national world championship results, so I'm really happy with that. And finally we also have a new venue, which also helps, or venues should I say, when I include the velodrome. But this sensor suite is much more professional, much more precise. It hasn't been perfect from the start, that has to be admitted, but Barney and the team have done a huge amount of improvements to the software suite, the firmwares, and how the system works in general, so I'm really thankful for that. And I'm much more confident in the results that are delivered by this sensor than what we had previously. Much more repeatable, much more statistically correct, so really happy with that, and it really broadened our possibilities in this field. So this is the aero sensor itself. This is the main unit that measures the flow parameters and attaches to the front of the bike. Then we have some supplementary devices. So this is the body sensor, also very important, particularly with riders that aren't as experienced or not at elite level. And this basically allows me to monitor the head and torso position of the rider as he's doing the test runs, to see if discrepancies are caused by the equipment changes or position changes that we are making, or simply by the fact that he's not keeping to his position and moving his head around, etc. So that's the second part. And the third part is the aerodrome, which is a wireless lap trigger that we use for velodrome testing, as the name suggests, and this enables us to create very precise lap splits, modeling of the track that we're using, together with the rolling distance changes from the banking, so it makes it a lot more precise. We've made some other setup changes to our aero testing setup, and we've pushed it to a whole different level this year with different supplementary devices. But yeah, this is the main cycling related thing that I wanted to talk about. So number 1 is the Aero sensor test package. One thing that is used in conjunction with these is the seat protection redeemer helmet. I've already talked about this helmet quite a lot on Instagram and here as well. So just a summary, this is a relatively new helmet model that has risen to be a very good performer for a good portion of people that we test, and it creates a nice new breath of fresh air relative to the staples like the Cask Mistral, Bambino Pro Evo and the Met Drone, which historically have been very strong performance. So this is now one of them. I wouldn't say is as universal as those, but on some riders we had some excellent results, and this helmet trumped those regular ones. And apart from that, while the entry price is relatively high, you have to consider that it's a by far the highest quality and the best made product of all the testing helmets that we have. And it comes with two visors, it comes with this neat little case, and yeah, it's just a general good performer. So based on these, I think it's a top pick in terms of aero helmets. And yeah, it's also very well ventilated, very cool, and has great visibility as well. So the comfort factors are not secondary either, and yeah, it's just good to have on your head. So I'm happy with the addition of this product, and we're looking forward to testing it more. Then, the third one. Again, this is not a singular product, but a group of them. So this year I really try to focus the business on bettering our services as for aero testing and bike fitting as well. And in bike fitting there are lots of issues from riders, comfort-wise and asymmetry-wise, that can be dialed in by using very specific products. And Form is a company that makes basically a huge array of them, which makes my life a whole lot easier when setting up my customers and their positions on the bikes. So Form offer everything that I really need, from pedal spacers to cleat spacers to wedges that are angled, to longer bolts and different kinds of hardware to fit all of these. They even have mountain bike shoe specific models, insole material to fine-tune the shoe fit. Yeah, so everything I really need to help my clients out. And this actually is a brand that has been suggested to me by a viewer, so big thanks for that. Unfortunately, I don't remember who you are, but yeah, I'm really thankful. And this has been a great addition to my portfolio. These products can also be bought from us individually, but self-administering any kind of these devices is maybe not ideal, but still you can do that. And yeah, this is just an excellent addition, as I really want to focus this business on providing services, as you know, the online retailer giants make it hard for us to compete just based on the product. But if we put good services like fitting and testing behind that, then it's something they are not able to do, because they're not able to replace, you know, the human factor, the expertise and experience that we can provide. So this is a big plus. Now some more practical stuff. So this year we completely switched over into the Silca tubeless sealant system. Now I've been using various Silca products over the past few years, and most of them are really excellent. And now that road tubeless is becoming more and more prevalent, people face different issues regarding sealing and all of that. And the big problem with road tubeless was, until this point, that the sealant doesn't really work at high pressures. So Silca have addressed this with their sealant, and I have to admit that they've really done an excellent job. Now, because it's so sticky and so good at sealing, it's also a bit of a hassle to work with. But if you want a reliable tubeless setup with the actual claimed benefit in practice, that it can seal punctures in reality, then yeah, this is the product that you need to go for. We go through this stuff a lot because we use it for all of our clients, all the road tubeless systems. It likely works well for gravel and mountain bike applications, but it's not very, or not a thing that we can do very commonly. But yeah, for road tubeless systems, look no further than the Silca tubeless sealant. So that's one. And then finally, a bit of a personal touch. So I've been using Shimano group sets for a while now on my well, all of my bikes, to be honest. And I don't really like changing Shimano products to some aftermarket replacements because usually they don't work very well. It happens with chains, cassettes, chain rings, yeah, I said that already, but yeah, you get the idea. A big exception to that will be the brake rotors. Now, for these years, I've put up with the ice tech rotors that I'm not really fond of, and I came to a point where I was not really able to or willing to deal with the constant squeal and how easy they are to warp, how little they last. So I decided to look for alternatives that have higher friction, better brake feel, because yeah, the initial part, I would say, of the Shimano braking, or the initial touch, is not very well modulated and quite wooden. Also, when it's ever so slightly wet, then you get no or not much braking. So yeah, that's a bit nitpicky, I would agree, but compared to how good the rest of the system is and how well it shifts, I think this was definitely a weak point. So the option or the alternative that I came up with is the Carbon TI X rotor, and I have been supplying this to my clients for years now, to be honest, but there was no real center lock version, and admittedly most center lock adapters don't work very well, so I didn't bother. But now that this was available, I decided to give it a go. And even though it's a really expensive product, in relative terms compared to other options, I would say it's definitely worth it. And I don't really care about the weight savings that much, you probably know that by now if you watch my channel, but the difference in how they work in terms of braking is remarkable. So firstly, it's a full-on stainless steel brake track, which has higher friction, a lot higher durability, so much better brake feel and brake power as well. Of course, this can be tuned by the choice of brake pads, but I haven't finalized it yet, although I do have some good candidates. But the main point of this rotor for me is the fact that it's a floating rotor, like you get on motorbike brakes, for example. What does this mean? A lot of people complain about the Shimano rotors and others warping under heat. This means that as you heat up or put heat into the brake track of the rotor, this heats up, but the middle part of it really doesn't, because the heat can't transfer as quickly. This means that the material warps as it has different degrees of thermal expansion at the same time in different places. And yeah, this just essentially bends it, and when it cools off, it goes away. Now, a floating rotor gets around this by essentially, well, the floating bit suggests that it's disconnected from the actual main carrier using rivets that have some degree of movement in them, and this is designed to take away these heat-based discrepancies in size that otherwise would happen. So these don't work on the heat, they're completely silent in all conditions when used with correct pads and having them clean. And yeah, it's a thick brake surface, much more durable, much more resistant to fade, and it just performs remarkably well overall. So after this, I have to say it's a good investment. And as an added benefit, the carrier is also extremely slim, so it reduces the frontal area compared to the bulky aluminum carrier of Shimano rotors. And now there's an Aero version soon that we'll be getting in February, which doesn't have cutouts in the carrier part. And there's a slight weight saving as well, which is mostly negated by the center lock adapter, but yeah, as I said, that's not, in my book at least, the point of using this product. So really amazing, except one thing, that's the availability. because yeah, we have ordered quite a few of these in the shop, and wait times are just, they go well into 5-6 months, so that's not ideal. And for that reason I've also looked for an alternative to the alternative, and that's the Hope road center lock floating rotor, which does basically all the things that the carbon TR rotor does, except it's around half the price, I think, because it uses an aluminum carrier, but it's still exquisitely made, still has all the benefits with a slight weight penalty. So I've been using also these on bike builds and customer builds instead of the Shimano one. So if there's one thing that you need to replace the aftermarket Shimano system is the brake rotors, and if you use power meters, then power meters as well. So yeah, these were my top 5 products for 2024. I hope you have found this informational and useful. If you want to help yourself to any of these products, then you can reach them through the links in the description below. And this also helps us a great deal in producing more content, putting out more information for you in return. So yeah, that's all for today. Hope you had a good year in terms of cycling. Thanks for watching, and see you in next year's videos.